This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and just like Sisyphus rolling that boulder up that hill, we're right back at it again on this Thursday, the 11th day of April, 2019. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. We got a great show for you today. I know I say that every day, but today really is a great show. We got some good stuff going on for you today. We got a lot of news to get to. We got a lot of sports to get to. The Mariners are the talk of the Northwest sporting scene. They did it again last night. Boy, what an entertaining game that was. I was just glued to my television set for the whole Mariner game. It's just this team has spirit. I know it's early in the season. Baseball is a marathon, not a sprint, but still, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. We all have all the usual things going on. The obscure holiday today and history, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to my his opinion. It's Thursday. That means kennel cameos with Megan McPherson. Kyle the cat needs a home. Getting tired of hanging around the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. It's a great place, but the idea is to get him out of there. So we'll see if we can get Kyle a home. And then in the second half of the program, Paul Hughes, the executive director of Hospitality Ministries, no stranger to this program. He's bringing along a friend, Dick Graves from New America Credit Union. They need a new roof. Hospitality Ministries, their campus there. It's a big building. Big buildings need roofs. It's a big roof, and they need a new one. So they're going to do a Raise the Roof fundraising dinner, an auction and all that stuff. It's coming up next Tuesday at the Local Tel Events Room at the Pybus Public Market. So that'll be really cool. Can't wait to see Paul and Dick. That'll be the second half of the program. And I can hear in my earpiece that I think Megan is eating something in the control room. It's just something I have a feeling about. I'm hearing like a candy wrapper or something. I could be wrong. Weather forecast is going to be hit and miss, hit and miss. We got this roller coaster going here. Wasn't a bad day yesterday. We're going to have clouds, and we have sun, and we have clouds, and we have sun. Friday, tomorrow looks fantabulous. Not so much Saturday. Then Sunday looks pretty good, and then not so much Monday. You'll see the forecast here in just a couple of minutes. So let's take you around the valley. The Wenatchee Valley in north central Washington with our high-definition cameras. That is the cross camera. Since I don't see that little bump in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, that tells me it's zoomed in just a little bit. Kind of a gray day today, and it's going to be gray. It's going to be, the weather's really active. There's a lot of, it's going to be wet and cool and unstable, kind of like my first marriage. In any event, there is the Wenatchee Valley, still greening up pretty good. I'm liking that. And hey, they got some of the roads are now open. The Horse Lake Road is open now. Oklahoma Gulch. We'll talk about that. Of course, with all the cold, wet weather that we had in March, it put them behind schedule to get those roads open. They were just too soggy. Too much damage could be done. We'll touch on that when we get to news. And good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Now, from this point forward, I get to guess because Megan decides where we're going to visit. We're going to visit Rock Island. Free Kids Fishing Day is coming up, by the way, at the Rock Island Pond. I'll see if I can get some folks involved with that to make an appearance on my show, the Rock Island Golf Course. I'm a regular out there. I really like what they did to the golf course a few years ago when they went from 9 to 18, and they go around the orchard track on the back 9, added some extra water. It's a good, challenging track, and it's a very walkable track, too. I like that. I might play golf better when I'm walking, and it's good exercise as well. So I'll probably spend a day out there, probably Sunday morning before the final round of the Masters. I'll go out and get a quick 18 in at the Rock. Good morning, Rock Island. Camera 3, Megan says, we're going to visit, oh boy, let me think here. Is that, whatever it is, it looks like it's raining a little bit. That's Steins? Oh, that is Steins, isn't it? Yep, I should have recognized that. Steins. We used this camera about a week ago, and I was completely stumped because we hadn't used it in so darn long. Steins Hill, just outside of beautiful Kashmir, Washington. We are, by the way, the #1 rated live local television show between 7 and 8 a.m. in the greater Steins Hill area. It's something I'm very proud of. What camera are we on? 4. Billy Goat is just looking gorgeous today. There's Mount Kalispell way off in the distance. Good morning, Canada. They use the metric system up there, by the way. Did you know that? I just found that out the other day. The Alta Lake Golf Course is at the very bottom of your screen. That's another course I love to walk. A little hillier, but the folks up there are really cool. Columbia River rolls mightily along. The Medhow dumping into the Columbia. Pateras in view. Brewster back there. Gamble Sands Golf Course. I got to get up there again this year. I love that track. Beautiful view from Billy Goat, our highest camera. That's over 7,000 feet in elevation. That's why you can see Canada from there. Good stuff for their tour around the valley. A lot of people think that's the highlight of the show. So for the next 54 minutes, you can just go back and do whatever you want to do. Or you can stay here And check out the weather forecast from the National Weather Service. That way, if you don't like the weather, you can blame the government. There's that roller coaster ride I was telling you about. Very unstable air. It's going to continue right into the weekend, active weather into early next week. The wettest day looks to be Saturday. That's the 40% chance of rain. It's also going to be a little breezy at times. Yesterday's high, by the way, was 58. Our normal high would be 61. So we're kind of hanging right around normal there. So some isolated showers not out of the question, but mostly cloudy. We should be dry here in the valley. We'll top off at about 60, no real winds to speak of. Again, a raindrop or two could come down tonight. Cloudy skies, 41 for the overnight low. Friday, a little bit of high pressure, not much, but it's going to give us a beautiful day Friday. I have no problems with that. Lots of sunshine, 63 degrees. You want to enjoy that while you can, because then we flip it right back over again Saturday. Again, it looks pretty rainy, especially Saturday afternoon. Going to be cloudy and a little on the cool side. That high of 59 is about 2-3 degrees below normal, and no real wind to speak of Saturday. And then we have a few clouds Saturday night, 39 for the overnight low. Sunshine on Sunday, and a high of 57. That's why the golf course beckons. And then we have a little bit of sunshine on Monday, and then Tuesday it's partly sunny skies, partly cloudy skies, kind of hit and miss. We warm up a little bit on Wednesday, but a long extended period of sunny and mild weather is not in the forecast. So good looking Friday, rainy on Saturday, not a bad Sunday or Monday, hit and miss on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's spring, and it's still early spring too. We need to remind ourselves of that. So that's a look at your weather forecast. It is 7 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we have your Thursday morning headlines. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 42 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
At Doghouse Motorsports, we ride what we sell. There's a lot we could say about the CD Spark and the CD GTI, but ultimately, the ride says it all.
Welcome back. 42 degrees, high clouds, overcast skies today, high of about 60, sunshine Friday, cloudy and rainy on Saturday. And here's what's making headlines on this Thursday morning. A semi-truck rollover crash near Vantage yesterday morning closed both lanes of I-90. And it was closed for several hours. The accident happened around 9 o'clock yesterday morning on the Vantage Bridge when a semi pulling a trailer driven by 33-year-old Matthew Day of Ellensburg, well, it was driving too fast, lost control, rolled over onto the guardrail of the bridge on I-90. The Department of Transportation responded to the crash site because of diesel fuel leaking out of the truck. The fuel spill also caused a small fire in the westbound lane. Now, the damaged semi was removed from the scene around noon, and one westbound lane did reopen about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Day was injured in the accident, taken by ambulance to Quincy Valley Medical Center. He was charged with driving too fast for conditions. Speaking of crashes, police say a drowsy driver caused a traffic accident yesterday morning in Wenatchee. Captain Edgar Reinfeld said it happened around 9 a.m. in the vicinity of Cherry and Stewart Streets.
We had a vehicle eastbound on Cherry Street approaching Stewart Street when the driver drifted to the right, and they were in a Honda Accord, struck a Jeep, I believe Liberty, parked on the south side of the street. The result was the Liberty got pushed up onto the sidewalk, and the Honda ended up on its top in the middle of Cherry Street.
Captain Reinfeld said that the driver of the Honda reported that he was drowsy after oversleeping and then was rushing out to drive to work. Wenatchee School Board President Sunny Hemphill announced that she's going to run for another term on the board. Hemphill was elected to fill out the final 2 years of a 4-year term. Hemphill says she learned a lot about how the school district operates and says she looks forward to working with new school superintendent Paul Gordon and tackling the school district's budget crisis. Anyone interested in the school board position, of course, cannot officially file until the filing period in mid-May. Well, the deadline to file your income tax return is next Tuesday. That's less than a week away. There's been an increase in the number of people taking advantage of a free tax preparation service at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. The service is offered through the AARP and the Community Action Council. Carly Ludlow is the district coordinator for the CAC. She says the district is available and the services is available for anybody who needs the help.
Taxpayers throughout North Central Washington, here in Wenatchee and in Omak and Oroville, can get their taxes prepared for free by really amazing volunteers who are dedicating over 40-something hours throughout tax season to offer this service.
And this is a service really that doesn't have any qualifications. I mean, it's pretty much available to anyone who needs it.
Yeah, so low to moderate income community members, senior citizens, we really don't turn people away. It's really if the type of return you have is in scope, and we work really hard to educate taxpayers about what we can or cannot do and why. But for the most part, we can do people's returns.
Over 700 people have used the service so far this year. Senior news correspondent Steve Hare also talked to a retired IRS employee, Ron Kerpis, who is one of the volunteer tax preparers. He says the changes brought about with the new tax law has caused some confusion for those people who filed itemized returns in the past.
The changes in the tax law for this year caught some people by surprise, and the deductions that they had from their employers was changed, so their refund is not changing that much. It's like they're getting back the same as they did last year, and they're not realizing that they didn't pay in as much as they did last year. But other than that, there's no real big issues. There were nothing that I can mention anyway.
In terms of the new tax law, a lot of people that have itemized in the past are finding that that's not necessary this year, or at least they don't meet that threshold.
It's pretty hard. We have, out of the 700 returns, I would say we have a half a dozen that qualified for to itemize. In order to itemize, if you're single, you have to have over $12,000 in deductions, and if you're married, you have to have over $24,000. If you're senior citizen, that goes up to like $26,000. So you have to have a substantial itemized list to do that, and that's one of the reasons that they changed the code and changed the standard deduction to make it a little easier for filing.
The free tax preparation services are available on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays right up until April 15th. You are required to bring your social security card and proof of identity when you register. Well, I mentioned this at the top of the hour. Having dried out sufficiently, Horse Lake, Birch Mountain, and Oklahoma Gulch roads will be reopened this morning. The Chelan County Public Works Department says Horse Lake and Birch Mountain roads in Wenatchee are used to access popular hiking trails in the foothills. Of course, Oklahoma Gulch Road is near Aniat. The roads usually open on April 1st, but late season snow left them too soggy and too susceptible to damage. And finally, this morning's feature story, our very own Caitlin Heddershe takes us down to the Garage Door Thrift Store to visit with two local artists who are participating in this weekend's WenCom.
My name's Starla Newberry. I run the Garage Door Thrift Store here in Wenatchee, and I am a material manipulator.
I am Cherry Bartholomew, and I'm a local artist. I am an artist up in Leavenworth Art in the Park, and I do the hats and stuff for WenCon and other pop culture conventions around here, the Greater Wenatchee Toy Show and such. Last year was my first year at WenCon. I'd never done any kind of con before, but I love making costumes. And I did this one here for my son, and I did Star Wars also. I was a Twi'lek, and so I had the big long things, and we actually won in our first try, and super excited about that. And so obviously had to do it again this year.
In addition to attending this year's WenCon in her custom-made costume, Cherry says she decided to run her own booth to sell her hand-painted hats.
I thought I'd try it out, and it's kind of nerve-wracking trying to do a costume because I'm Invader Zim this year. I made my son's costume for Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm doing the booth, so I had to do about 30 some hats. They take me anywhere from 8 hours to sometimes I'll work a 16-hour day on one hat. So yeah, it's been tight.
After winning first place in the adult singles category in the first WenCon in Wenatchee, Starla says she felt validated as an artist and couldn't resist making another appearance, this year as Maleficent, and will also run her own booth selling memorabilia.
This year, I'm going back and I'm running a booth. I'm bringing all of the memorabilia, the clothes with characters on them, movies, toys, I don't know. I have like 10 totes worth of all kinds of things that I've collected over the year for WenCon specifically. I am a no-budget costumer if I can help it. If I can not spend any money on any of the materials needed for something, that's the way I'm gonna do it. So a lot of the time, I think about what I already have that I could flip to make into something new. There's a lot of collecting things for a long period of time before I have all the pieces to finally put together a costume. I make things because I have the stuff to do it, and I think that, that would be perfect for turning it into whatever, but I really make things because people inspire me.
As Cherry puts it, WenCon helps bring the fellow nerd community together under one giant roof.
I'm so excited to see so many people involved because when I first went, I was like, no one's gonna be here. I'm gonna be the only like almost 40-year-old person in a costume. And I get there and there is a sea of people and they're all different ages. In fact, I'd say the brunt of them were a bit older, crowd, which is exciting to me. It's like my fellow nerd community, and stuff. And there's something about, I grew up extremely shy. I mean, like, don't leave your house shy, and to be able to put on a costume, it's like taking on a persona of someone else, something else, and you almost lose a lot of your fear and stuff like that. And so, I don't know, there's an empowerment to being in a costume.
Right.
Attending an event like WenCon in costume means striking a pose or two for fellow attendees.
How do I do Maleficent? She's just kind of stoically stands there all the time. That should be fun.
My son keeps telling me I need to, because I've always watched Invader Zim. My kid watches Invader Zim and everything.
That's a real animated character.
Yeah, and I'm like, he's like, you've got to watch it and get the mannerisms, and I'm like, that ain't gonna happen.
Just one pose. I only need one pose.
Yeah. I do love dressing up though. I have since I think it's
any
growing up
excuse
your
to
whole
dress
life.
up.
Yeah.
Any excuse to dress up is great.
From WenCon's Artist Alley to its special guests, Cherry and Starla say those who attend should come prepared.
Going through all the booths and just looking at everybody's stuff is...
I want to buy stuff. I have a stash.
Yeah.
I have a stash. Last year and the year before, I did not come prepared. Like, $20 is not going to cut it.
Looking at that story reminds me that I am completely out of touch with the popular trends in American popular culture of today. I have no clue. It's something I'm proud of, I might add. We have a show that we're proud of. It's called The News with Grant Olson. And it's not called The News with Grant Olson. It's just called, what is it called? Just the nightly news, I think. You got to call it something. Grant Olson's in the anchor chair. He also handles the weather forecast, does it quite well. Eric Granstrom with sports. And you can watch the news every weekday at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock right here on this very television station. 5, 6, and 10 is when we air it. You can also watch it on demand by going to our website at ncwlife.com, and we live stream everything. So if you don't, for whatever reason, you watch it on your computer on the live stream, it's right there for you. Again, at 5, 6, and 10, or you can watch it on demand whenever you darn well want to. You can watch it at 6:17 in the evening or 6:17 in the morning or any time once we get the news up and running about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So check it out, The News with Grant Olson and Eric Granstrom with sports. And at the bottom of your screen is all the different tools that are available to you to get a hold of us. Email us, news@ncwlife.com. That works. You can go to our Facebook page and private messages. That works. You can go to our website and click on the Contact Us icon and fill out the form. That works as well. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call. You can stand on the rooftop with a bullhorn and yell at us. That hasn't happened yet. I probably should quit inviting people to do that. So get a hold of us if there's something out there you think demands our attention. We'll do our very best to follow up on it. Remember, this is as much your station as it is ours, and you know how we need to be watched. It's 21 minutes after the hour. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing honey blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
It's always been a dream of mine to own a home. She had credit, I didn't.
And I was like, you know what, let's just go talk and see what we could do to move forward.
We walked into Guild Mortgage. I didn't think home ownership was possible. Tracy had a plan for us. Small things that we could do to establish credit. Honestly, before you knew it, the next step was go home, build your dreams, live happily ever after.
We're back 22 minutes after the hour on this Thursday. Let's talk sports. You know, for years and years and years, people would go, how about those Mariners? And we were all being sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek, because quite frankly, the Mariners haven't been very good for quite some time. But this year is different. How about those Mariners? Now we mean it. Seattle won for the fifth straight game, a 6-5 decision, the final last night at Kauffman Stadium in beautiful Kansas City, Missouri. Mitch Haniger had a 2-out solo home run at the top of the ninth. That broke a 5-all tie. Roninas Elias came on the ninth. He got the save. Seattle improves to the Major League best record. They're 12-2 on the year. Haniger's home run helped the Mariners tie the 2002 Cleveland Indians for the Major League record of games to open a season with a home run, 14. In addition, it was the M's 34th homer of the season, and that ties the 2000 St. Louis Cardinals for the most home runs by any team in the first 14 games. UC Kikuchi gave up 2 home runs early, but then he ended up throwing 6 innings. He got a no decision. Anthony Swarzak got the final 2 outs in the 8th for his first win. For Elias, it was his second save at the plate. Malix Smith led off, finished 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Edwin Encarnacion, he went 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs. They got a morning game today. Seattle will try to hand Kansas City its 10th straight loss, going for the sweep. 10:15 first pitch. Mike Leake toes the rubber for the M's. George Lopez Jr. will go for the Royals. To the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard, we'll start out with golf. To Three Lakes we go. On a very windy day, Eastmont battled through blustery conditions. They won the Big 9 pod number 3 with a team score of 443. Davis was second, West Valley third, Wenatchee fourth. Medalist honors went to Davis's Cassie Kim. She's one of the best golfers in the state. She shot a 76. Eastmont's Emily Wentworth was second with a 98. Coming up on the golf schedule for today, hopefully Mother Nature will be cooperating. The Big 9 boys tee off this morning at 11 at Apple Tree. In Yakima, Davis is the host for pod number 1. Wenatchee, Eastmont, West Valley, Sunnyside, Moses Lake, and Eisenhower. Hit the links. Also this afternoon, Chelan hosts Cascade at Lake Chelan Golf Course, and they'll get going at 2:30. The tennis courts will be busy this afternoon. Eastmont hosts Davis. Wenachee's at Sunnyside. They'll get going at 3. At 4 at Chelan at Quincy. Cascade hosting Omak, and Aniat is at Liberty Bell. Let's talk soccer. Kashmir hosts Okanagan. Omak is at Cascade. Manson travels to Oroville. All 3 of those matches will get going at 4:30. On the baseball diamonds today, Walla Walla Point Park will be the site of a softball doubleheader at 4 o'clock. Wenatchee hosts Ellensburg in baseball. Pateros is at Manson at 4:30. Meanwhile, the Trojan softball team travels to Pateros for a 4:30 start time. Hey, coming up tonight on the NCW Life Channel, it's hockey night. Game 5 of the Interior Division Finals between Wenatchee and Vernon. From the Town Toyota Center, Art Checker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
He tried to sweep it along to Tellier, but it got broken up. Now back to the point. Usher sweeps it to Sasaki. Centering feed. Tellier shot through traffic. Sleeve. Rebound score! Marco Reifenberger swept home the rebound from the top of the slot. Christophe Tellier put the puck there, and that's a perfect example of the Wild getting to those tough areas. Live coverage from Town Toyota Center here in beautiful downtown Wenatchee. Here's Teddy Wooding. He gets through. He's in. He shoots, and he sent it wide. Oh, Wooding made an absolutely gorgeous move. Got through the D. Save made again on an opportunity from the far wing. Off the draws. It's still kind of tangled up in the circle. Dug out by Logan Cash. He's in. He shoots, and a save made by Park. Oh, what a right leg pad save made by Park.
You can watch that game in its entirety tonight, starting at 7. And then tomorrow, the beautiful game returns to the airwaves on the NCW Life channel. Eastmont hosts Moses Lake boys soccer. Sebastian Malaga, Matt Wise will have the play-by-play. We'll have it for you tomorrow right here at 7 o'clock. Saturday, we'll feature both games of the doubleheader from a couple of weeks back between Wenatchee and West Valley. Game 1 will air at 2. Game 2 will follow at 7. Then on Sunday, we're going to re-air the Moses Lake Wenatchee soccer match from April 2nd at 2 o'clock, and we'll wrap up our sports weekend with Eastmont and Sunnyside baseball from last Thursday. That will air at 7 o'clock on Sunday night. And oh yeah, there's a golf tournament of some kind going on in Georgia. I'll keep you up to date on that tomorrow. Those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Thursday, 27 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday of the day today, it's National Pet Day. We do a lot of the pet things. We have National Pet Day, we have Love Your Pet Day, we have National Cat Day and Dog Day. Today is National Pet Day. It was founded by Colleen Page, who was an animal welfare advocate, and the idea was she wanted to shine the spotlight on the plight of a lot of animals who are in shelters all over the planet. And it's kind of ironic that we're doing this on this Thursday, which is the same day, of course, as Kennel Cameos, so give your pets a little extra attention today. It took me a long time to get all of those pets to pose correctly for the photo. By the way, it took me a good 10, 15 minutes. Fun facts about pets. About 80 million households in this country have a pet of one kind or another. There are about 80 million pet dogs and about 86 million pet cats. If you take care of your goldfish, they can live 30 to 40 years in captivity. That ain't bad. Adult dogs normally have about 42 teeth. I don't know where I found this stuff. Of course, dogs sweat through the pads on their feet. I think we all knew that. A group of cats is called a clowder. Didn't know that. And my favorite fact about cats sleep about 14 hours a day on average. Something to be said about that. Happy National Pet Day. 1, 2, 3, 4 items. 4 items today in history. It was on this day 330 years ago, April 11th, 1689, that William III and Mary II are crowned joint sovereigns of Great Britain. And the only reason I bring this up is that, yes, they were husband and wife, and because it was 1689, they were also first cousins. Anyway, that happened 330 years ago. Happy 143rd birthday to the Elks. Yeah, the Benevolent and Protective Order of the Elks was officially organized on April 11th, 1876. The Elks are one of those fraternal groups that are having a real hard time of it. They've been struggling lately. That's just the fact. In 1976, there were about 1,600,000 members of the Elks. They had over 2,200 lodges. And now today, there are about 850,000 members of the Elks, so they've lost about half of their membership. And they only have about 1,400 lodges still around, but the Elks are still around. They're just not as big as they used to be. The Elks was huge here in this town. Now they're not even around anymore. 143 years ago, though, the Elks was founded. There you go. It was on this date 68 years ago today, back in 1951, April 11th, that Harry Truman did what he had to do. Douglas MacArthur was not behaving well. He wanted to mix it up with communist China. He wanted to expand the Korean War, and Harry said no, and Dugout Doug kept pushing and pushing and pushing and meeting with the wrong people, and Truman really didn't have much of a choice. It was very controversial at the time. Not so much anymore. In fact, not at all anymore. Everybody realizes now, historians, that he did what he had to do. Harry Truman basically relieves General of the Army Douglas MacArthur of command in the Korean War. And happy birthday to the Apple computer. That's the first one. April 11th, 1976, 43 years ago today, the Apple I was created. It was hand-built by Steve Wozniak in his living room. I kid you not. It was the very first Apple product. There are about 6 that are still out there that are still operational. They sell them on eBay for about $100,000 a pop. They had no money. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak had no dough at all. So Steve Jobs sold his VW microbus to raise money, and Steve Wozniak sold his calculator, and together they pooled their money and built that, and an empire was born. And finally, we have birthdays to get to. Charles Evans Hughes. This guy led a pretty good life. A lot of people consider Charles Evans Hughes one of the greatest secretaries of state of all time. He was born in the state in 1862. He ran for the presidency in 1916, lost to Woodrow Wilson. He was the governor of New York. He was an associate justice of the United States Supreme Court, and then he was the 11th Chief Justice of the United States, and a pretty darn good one. A giant in the legal world, Charles Evans Hughes, was born in the state in 1862. Ethel Kennedy, the widow of Robert Francis Kennedy, is 91 years old today. She spends most of her time giving away her money and volunteering her time. Of course, she was the mother of 11 children, including the youngest of the Kennedy clan, who was not yet alive when her dad was killed. Ethel Kennedy is 91 years old today. Happy birthday to my brother, E. We're going to bring this up full screen. Eric is, well, I know how old Eric is. There's my brother Eric. And that's his, there you are. That's Kyle and Katie, his two kids. Happy birthday, E. Yeah, Eric celebrates birthday number 60, 60 something. He's in the 60s, and we'll leave it at that. All right. It is 32 minutes after the hour. We still have a lot to get to. Paul Hughes from Hospitality Ministries and Dick Graves from the America Credit Union are going to be in the studio live to talk about the Raise the Roof campaign. They need a new roof at the Hospitality House. We'll talk about that. Also, everyone is entitled to Mike McKnighty's opinion. That's on the way. But first, it's Thursday, Kennel Cameos with Megan McPherson.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCW Life Channel. We are here with Renee Parkins, the Development Officer of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and joining us this week is Kyle, who really likes treats. Can you tell us about Kyle? Kyle came to us as a stray, so we don't have a lot of background history on him, but we think he's probably around 3 to 5 years old. So he's still relatively young, but has a big life ahead of him still. He doesn't seem to like other cats, and he's not great with kids, so I would place him probably in a house with no other animals and no children, so adult-only household.
And if someone wants to adopt Kyle, what should they do?
Well, they just need to come down to the shelter at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue. You can meet him in one of our great meet and greet rooms, feed him some treats that'll definitely get right to his heart. And if Kyle seems to be the best fit for their family, they can take him home today.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
La primavera ya está aquí en Town Nissan y también nuestros carros certificados como este Nissan Altima y este Nissan Rogue. Cada uno de estos vehículos pasa por 167 puntos de inspección. Estás cubierto por 7 años o 100,000 millas de garantía y te puedes ahorrar miles de dólares en estos modelos populares. Y hablando de las mejores garantías de América, 5 años o 100,000 millas en todas las trocas nuevas Titan. Compra inteligentemente y con confidencia en el Town Nissan, atrás de la casco en East Wenatchee.
When it comes to real estate, our professional real estate agents come alongside you to help navigate the process of buying or selling a home. At August Edge, we want to free you from the hassles of buying and selling processes and complexities. At August Edge Real Estate, our professional, dedicated brokers will help you with all the complexities of buying and selling real estate. From start to finish, we've got the edge on real estate. August Edge Real Estate.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with BlackRock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local BlackRock Seal Coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
we get to a point where people are really like, okay, I have these weird things going on, and they just lay it all out with us. And you can tell they're like kind of embarrassed, and we're like, we've heard it all, we love this, and we know exactly what you're talking about. And you can tell they're like, you know, they came in thinking, how am I gonna talk about this?
To me, there's nothing else in the world quite as special as when a baby is born. And why would I want to do anything else?
Ways to lose stubborn belly fat. The roasted core wrap. 3, 2, 1. Not cool. Freezing away fat cells with Cool Sculpting, now that's cool. Cool Sculpting safely freezes and removes fat cells with little or no downtime and no surgery. Results and patient experience may vary. Some common side effects include temporary numbness, discomfort, and swelling. Ask your doctor if Cool Sculpting is right for you.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, okay, this new Gillette commercial, based on their slogan, the best a man could get, that addresses the issues of how we raise our sons. Now, here's my take. Now, what's wrong with teaching our sons not to be bullies and not to harass women? What's wrong with that? Let's face it, for far too long, we have been accepting of certain behaviors from the males in our society, which certainly are not the best a man could be. A real man expresses his strength through gentleness, not by bullying and harassment. And that is the truth. This is Mike Magnotti, and that's not only my opinion, that's reality.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
I'm Lehman Williams, General Manager of Crown Furniture, and I'm inviting you to take advantage of our spring closeout savings event. Save up to 45% off store-wide. Since 1963, Crown Furniture has taken great pride in providing unsurpassed quality, comfort, and selection. So if you're looking to fill that first-time apartment, or you want that built-in America quality with your own custom flair, stop by today and see us at 736 South Wenatchee Avenue, across from Stan's.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
We are back on this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. As you can tell, Paul Hughes and Dick Graves have lost a lot of weight. Yeah, they're on their way. It's one of those, it's when you host a live television program, as I do each morning, one of the nightmares that you have as a host is that you go out to the waiting room and with the lovely Jane there, our director of First Impressions, to grab your guests and bring them in and get them settled and get them all ready to go. And they're not there. But I just called Paul. He's on his way. They're on the way. We're going to talk about the Raise the Roof campaign for Hospitality House and Hospitality Ministries. They're coming. But actually, it worked out pretty good because I completely forgot to talk about this great deal that Campbell's has going on. There it is, the destination deal for us locals. It's going on at Campbell's Resort in beautiful Lake Chelan. They've been around since, 118 years. When you've been in business for 118 years, you kind of know what you're doing. I've discovered that. Now, this deal is for locals only, and check this out. Rooms start at just $95 a night at Campbell's. $95 a night. That's not a misprint at Campbell's, but it's for locals only, people who live in North Central Washington. You want to take advantage of it now? Well, you have to take advantage of it now because the deal runs through Monday the 15th, and then that's it. So I've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. If you really want to get up and take advantage of this unbelievable deal, $95 is the starting rate for the rooms, and it's for locals only. I would give Campbell's a call like now, well, when they open, and get your room reserved, and then go up and spend a lovely couple of days at Lake Chelan and get pampered by the staff at Campbell's. Again, the rooms start at just $95 a night. It's for locals only. Just call them up, tell them you're a local, and they'll take care of you, but you got until Monday to get the job done. All right, 7:42. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Paul and Dick, I hope, we'll find out together. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
RLS Productions is proud to bring to the NCW Life Channel the Concerts in the Garden Summer Series held at Omi Gardens. The series features performances from Rare Earth's Peter Rivera, Heart by Heart, Too Slim and the Tail Draggers, The Infinity Project, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, and a whole host of other great acts. Tune in Wednesdays at 1:30 and 7 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. RLS Productions Concerts in the Garden Summer Series, only on the NCW Life Channel.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life Channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
When you have to get there on time and looking good, call Fast, Friendly, Reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Available 24/7, AC Checker Taxi has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee for your pre-booked call. Some conditions apply. Call 663-8294. AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Schedule your ride ASAP or book up to a year in advance online at azchecker.com. American Classic Checker Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley, from the staff at Collins Fashions. Christy, Heidi, Georgia, Julene, Judy, and I, we are your Brighton headquarters for the Valley, and we are here to assist you with your personal and gift-giving needs of jewelry, handbags, sunglasses, etc. We carry your favorite brands such as Tommy Bahama, Karen Kane, Tribal, Jag, Nick and Zoe, Joseph Ribcop, foundations from Spanx and Shapies, cute, comfortable shoes and sandals. Our staff will style you head to toe at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCW Life, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
All right, we're back. The first thing I'm going to do is put their mic in a position because I forgot. So hold tight. Live television, guys.
Here we are.
Here we go. Here we
So,
go. Paul and Dick are here.
Wenatchee. Welcome,
Here we
Wenatchee.
go.
I'm Paul.
Hold
This
tight.
is Dick.
Good to be here. We're happy to be here, and we're looking for the live host.
There we go. Boy, sometimes I'm telling you, sometimes the
wow.
world is a black dinner tuxedo and I'm a pair of brown shoes.
Hard to get good help these days.
I'm telling you. Now we're ready to go.
Oh, okay.
Paul Hughes, Hospitality Ministries, Dick Graves, America Credit Union. Welcome to the program. You're back again.
Thank you, Dick.
You look. Oh, you're Dick.
Thank you, Dan. That's close. Okay.
So, what do you think so far, Dick, of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley? Is this you enjoying?
It's great. You know, I love the spontaneity. There's no doubt about that this morning.
Lot to talk about with Hospitality Ministries and Hospitality House. You guys have a big, the main house in the south part of town. It's a big house. It's a big.
It is. It's like 100 feet by 60, 70 feet wide.
Big
Two
house.
story.
2 stories.
It's a men's homeless shelter.
Right.
We have a huge cafeteria in there. We're feeding lots of people, our residents plus the public at no charge.
But your roof is in trouble. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, after 26 years and 2 repair attempts, our metal roof is failing in spots. We call it leaking.
Well, don't lose me in this technical talk now.
I know,
Paul.
So we desperately this year need to replace the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And to help do that, we have an event coming next Tuesday. Everyone needs to come in Wenatchee. We'll just fill the football. Well, we're going to be at Pybus.
Right.
Next Tuesday evening. Doors open at 5. We have lots of great auction items, and we have a live and silent auction. We have Mayor Frank Kuntz. Perhaps you know him. He'll be one of our speakers. 54
years, yeah.
One of our speakers, along with Mike Mad Dog McNaughty.
There you go.
So,
boy, are you talking about a couple of big-time local celebrities? That's about as big as you get. I mean, Mike, of course, is.
Well, he's little.
Yeah.
But so we really could use people to come and attend. Tickets are $25 a piece. We're going to have a great meal, brisket, chicken, and cheesecake for dessert, and some great speakers. And really, some of the live auction items, trip to Seattle, from Seattle to Victoria on the Victoria Clipper, 2-day stay at a nice hotel through Journey Travel and Tours. Great.
Oh, good for
them. Yeah, I know. An homemade ice chest cooler, gorgeously handmade with cedar wood by Dick.
Yes.
It's a gorgeous thing.
Labor of love. I only
Yes.
do these for special occasions and
Yes.
gifts. They're not for sale.
Boy, it looks great.
So that'll go for at least a couple of thousand.
Oh,
I think
sure,
so. I
yeah.
think so. A one-night stay locally at Comfort Suites in their fireplace suite, along with another stay at the Spokane Quality Inn at a fireplace suite. Tickets at the upcoming Laugh Riot in Wenatchee, an hour massage. So we have lots to choose from.
How did you get involved in this?
Well, you know, sometimes you see a need and you want to jump in. When we were doing the car raffle earlier last year,
I remember, yeah.
Paul was saying he was going to go out and get some tickets made up for it, and I said, hey, I think we can pick that up at the credit union for you. We'll pick the cost of that, and just got the ball rolling. When you see a need, you need to jump in and take care of that need.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you this, and this is funny. My good friend and your friend Jessica Clay dropped by the studio the other day, and I love Jessica. We go way back. We work in radio together. First of all, you got a great employee, Jessica.
Oh, fantastic.
But what we were talking about was how Numerica has really raised the bar for businesses to step forward and pay it forward when they don't really have to.
No.
You know, but Numerica has upped the ante.
Right.
They really
well,
have.
You know, we have a kind of a philosophy. If you're going to work in a community, you need to give back to that community. The community gives so much to us. We need to be able to give that back. And I challenge everybody, every business in this town, to take on that profile, to go for it, to donate back. What a great cause. Raise the roof. Get involved. Go for it. Be community leaders. That's what we should all be doing as a business.
And I love the metaphor, the idiom, raise the roof.
Yes.
It has a kind of a biblical kind of a thing there. I kind of read into that a little bit.
Certainly.
You know?
And
I like it.
For those who don't know, Hospitality Ministries has been around the valley for 35 years. We're a homeless shelter ministry. We have both this large men's shelter, 70 beds. We currently have 62 guys there right now. that would be on the street if we weren't there. And again, we do feed them, plus the public. We served in March, average of 136 meals every day, added up to over 4,200 meals that month.
Where does the food come from, Paul?
Great question. Again, talking about businesses, we get great help from the local grocery stores, Albertsons, I'm going to start forgetting Walmart, Grocery Outlet, and others. Also, we get donations of food from just the local community. We have Quincy farmers bring in lots of potatoes, which are great for us for a large meal, and other things. So we just take donations like that, and it's very important for us.
And the residents who are staying at the Hospitality House on the south end of town, they have to contribute to the running of the household
That's
itself.
true. We ask them to either work chore hours if they have no income, or provide a third of their income, up to $350 a month, to stay there.
70 beds, 62 occupied. Is that on average? Is that more than you
It's a
normally
little
have?
higher than some points in the year, but I think we're seeing a definite need in the valley, and we're not the only one helping that need. There's other good agencies, but I know we're a part of that big puzzle that people that become desperate for lots of reasons, lost a job, poor health, divorce, mental health issues. We see a lot of mental health issues at certain levels, and we try to help that as well.
It's amazing. Things are going okay, and then it takes one thing, a car accident or an unexpected illness, and before you know it, you got no dough, and you got no place to stay, and you can't eat.
And rental units in Wenatchee are very scarce in the sense of being available, and those costs are fairly high for the area.
And you have just a 3-person staff. It's just you and
we have our director at the women's shelter, Sienna Renteria. She's doing a great job. So we have also a women's shelter, Haven of Hope, in residential part of Wenatchee. It's an older 3-level house. We have 23 beds there for women or women with children, and we're usually full there. So, yeah.
I'm sorry, he's been on the show, the guy who drives around and does all that stuff for you in the truck.
Oh, Evan. No, Kurt.
Yeah,
Kurt. Yeah,
I see
helps.
him everywhere.
Yes, he helps run our cardboard recycling business that we have also.
So, how much, do you know how much this roof is going to cost? Have you already had an estimate on this?
I'm hoping to raise around $10,000 at this event next Tuesday.
Okay.
And that'll go a long way toward making this roof happen.
I guarantee you my brother is going to cut you a check before he speaks.
He better.
He's that kind of guy. So walk me through the actual program on Tuesday night. Again, this is going to be at the local Televent Center at the Columbus Public Market. Walk me through the...
Certainly. Well, we're going to serve a good meal. But before that, we have doors open at 5 so people can tour the auction items. I think we have 15 silent auction item baskets that, there's a walkabout grill, wine and cookies, there's a garden basket, there's a hiking and outdoor basket, a coffee basket with help from Cafe Mela, an Easter basket. So we have all kinds of baskets to look at till after 6 when we start serving 6-ish. And then the program includes us describing what the ministry is and what the need is. And then we jump into the silent auction and then the live auction. Do you know who John Bryant is?
Yeah. Is he going to be your auctioneer?
He's our auctioneer. I've heard he's a great auctioneer.
Yeah, he's good at raising money.
Yeah. Well, that's why he's coming.
Yeah.
He digs into your pocket very well.
Is that still hurting, Dick?
Yeah, it's still hurting. I've known John for many years, and he's a great guy. He knows how to let you know when you should be helping others out, for lack of a better term.
Wow.
But yeah.
This sounds like, dare me say it, this sounds like fun, actually.
Well, yeah, that's part of our whole intention there.
Yeah.
Have fun as we
Even
help you.
Even with
relieve you
McNaughty
of
there,
some of
you're
your
going to
money.
have fun. So.
Yes. So, and then we'll wrap up with the mayor and Mike McNaughty speaking.
That'll be great.
Briefly.
Yeah, we put Mike at the end because we were afraid if he was at the front, people
would just kind of
wander off.
Get
lost.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. So, it'll be great to have Mike.
That's not a bad idea.
Your brother.
You mentioned your other facility in East Wenatchee, the Haven of Hope. That's
in Wenatchee.
That's in Wenatchee. I'm sorry.
That's
is
okay.
that the infrastructure? That's okay, or are they going to get maybe some of this money too?
if there's some overflow to some of our more important needs, we have a couple there also.
Okay. What if you can't make it? Can you just say, here's a check, Paul? How does that work?
Online, hospitalityministries.org.
Okay.
And there's on our website, there's a click on the button and please donate. If you want to donate, I think there's a way to designate it toward the roofing or the maintenance needs if you want to. To buy tickets, though, for next Tuesday, where do you go?
Paul, to buy tickets for next Tuesday, where do I go?
You'd want to go to Encouraging Words.
Okay.
The bookstore toward South Wenatchee Avenue. They're very helpful for us, and they'll be gladly take your money and give you tickets to come to our event. Oh, that look just like this.
We gladly, there you go.
Or you can go online, if this
Okay.
is any easier, to eventbrite.com and type in the words Hospitality Ministries, and poof, you can buy a ticket online for $25.
$25, that's cheap.
That's cheap.
Well, yeah.
You could have
And
charged
a nice dinner.
Yeah, and so I take it. It's a beautiful event room. I know. I've been in there a bunch of times. But there's only so much room. So is there like a cutoff, and that's it?
150.
150. Well, let's get 151.
I
And get the
agree.
fire marshal down there.
Oh, okay.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
that's
that's
wonderful.
That's what we want to have.
Yeah. If I could backtrack 2 seconds,
Please.
we were talking about raising $10,000 for this event. Obviously, $10,000 doesn't put this roof on.
That's right.
We've got some fantastic, and Paul's going to talk with fantastic people that are stepping up. But the $10,000 can go a long ways in not only finishing out what we don't get
Donated,
set, but so many other projects that need to be done up there. So it's a great opportunity to put us where we need to be.
Yeah, so you know what's worse than being homeless?
What's worse than being homeless, Paul?
Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
It's being in a homeless shelter that leaks when it rains.
Yeah. And
So this is really the project we're looking toward completing.
And my guess is with the winter that we had, a lot of people had ice dams, and a lot of people have damaged roofs. That yours probably really took a pretty good pound in this last winter.
Yeah. So we don't want to do that anymore. Anymore.
You've
So-
got some great sponsors. Again, we talked about paying it forward like Numerica Credit Union does. So thank your sponsors.
Yeah, Western Materials has agreed to donate all the roofing materials. I mean, we're talking $12,000
Sure.
or something like that. So we're well on our way, but we're not quite there. But we're looking for help. We have some roofing companies that may be getting involved: TGR Roofing, Quality Roofing, Gale Contractor Services, Alpine Roofing, and as a backup, A1 Asbestos may be looking underneath our roof and making
Okay.
sure things are right.
Yeah. Is the roof the original roof from 36?
26 years ago, yes.
So
It's the
that's
one.
that's about the, well, it's past the average life expectancy of a roof, especially a roof that big.
Yeah, it's about 7,500 square feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big roof.
building.
Yeah.
It's a long.
It's a big project and it needs to be done.
Yes, definitely.
This could be a great. This is gonna be fun. I'm looking forward. I hope my brother is on his best behavior.
Yeah.
$25. You're gonna get $25 worth of entertainment. Bring your wallet too. Can you pay? What's the if you win a silent auction or a live auction? How do you pay that?
We'll pay that night. We have
Okay.
swipe card things.
Oh,
and
that's because everybody swipes everything now.
Cash and
Cash, check. Well,
yeah, gold bullion, I think.
We might be able to set up a loan for you or something.
Sure.
Ooh,
Or
that's
down
at the
there.
bank,
Yeah,
yes.
sure.
Do you take post-dated 3-party out-of-town checks?
Not lately.
Not lately. That's not. So, we're almost out of time. I want to ask Dick. So this the special ice cooler that you made. Is that a hobby of yours? Is that what you do on weekends?
Well, I started several years ago, making one because I hate coming up with a standard wedding gift. And I saw a picture of one, and I thought, I can do that. A week before the wedding, don't give yourself any extra time. And I've been making them ever since. And it's just kind of a fun thing to do. Cost-wise, I had several $100s wrapped up into them very easily. But it's more, if I go and make them I've had people want me to make them for them and purchase them, and then the fun's gone. So these are what I call labor to love, and this is one of them I want to donate.
Paul, by the way, is going to be on Mike's show, Street Talk and Other Stuff, on Monday to talk more about this. So when Paul and Mike get together, they used to be co-workers. It's Katie bar the door time. It's great to see you, Paul.
Thank you, Dan.
Yes, Dick,
Thanks,
be
Dan.
good.
You betcha.
Tuesday night, all right, at the Pybus. Everybody have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.